on Antrim. And watching this one was Darren Frehill.
Antrim's journey began at 10:45 on Saturday morning. Slight favourites for this meeting with Laois. It was a nervous 3-hour trip for the first weekend of the Senior Championship.
We're looking forward to the championship now. This is what it's all about. We play league hurling, but it's all about championship.
Laois had a shorter distance to travel, and they knew the right result here would give them home advantage against Wexford in the next round. They also had the elements behind them in the first half, but it was the visitors who started with real intent. Conor McCanna's initial effort was saved by Brian Galvin. Simon McCrory drilled in the rebound. But the breeze really did have a huge effect in the opening period, and it wasn't long before Laois battled their way back into contention. They got on top in midfield, and the excellent Willie Hyland set up Neil Foyle, and his goal handed them at three-point edge. For all their possession, Laois hit 8 first-half wides. Willie Hyland's goal, though, just before the break, gave them a 5-point lead at the interval. The Ulstermen hit back within 30 seconds of the restart, though, thanks to Kieran Heron with this excellent effort. But 5 minutes later, they were reduced to 14 men. Neil McCauley sent off for striking an opponent off the ball. Laois couldn't take advantage, however. His dismissal seemed to lift Antrim's spirits, and they eventually got themselves back in front with this wonderful effort from Neil McManus, one of 10 over the 70 minutes. Point of the game. But the Midlanders weren't about to give up just yet, and there was another twist before the end. Owen Houlihan threw aside a lifeline. With this goal, fine strike, the keeper almost stopped it, but the sides were now level. Last year's All-Ireland quarter-finalists rallied in the final 10 minutes, and this point from the excellent Conor McCanna, one of 4 in total, edged them towards the finishing line. Another terrific effort from the Antrim attacker. Antrim closed out this game in the end thanks to Carl Stewart. This point put 3 between them. Final score at Moore Park. Antrim 121, Laois 312.
Oh, unbelievable. That's Antrim's first ever win in the Leinster Championship. Really, really important to us. The changing room will be very, very happy in there, but at the same time, we've Wexford now in a fortnight's time, and it's a bigger challenge again. But that was a really, really tough game. You know, there's nothing between ourselves and Laois, and you know, we're just really happy to come out on the right side of it.
Many teams go through the back door, and many teams have a very, very good championship. Antrim proved that last year. They went through the back door and were beaten in the quarter-final by Cork by 5 points. Tipperary went through the back door last year, and they're All-Ireland champions. So I mean, I'm not saying we'll be All-Ireland champions, but I mean, the back door, there's nothing wrong with it. We'll take it now.
Well, Cyril Farrell, you were there last night. How impressive were Antrim?
Yeah, it was a nice game, very lively. The breeze kind of decided the game, really. It kind of made it. It was a strong breeze in it. Laois stayed in the game with 3 goals. Antrim seemed to be winning all through. You know, they're very sharp up front. Got good scores from play and very sharp from the free as well. When they went down to 14 men, they actually kind of went into overdrive. And Antrim are very lively forwards. You know, like they're going to cause trouble to anyone. They are playing Wexford next round, down in Wexford Park. That's a big ask, but I don't think they'll fear anyone. And like you must remember, like last year, Antrim actually beat Dublin in Championship, and Dublin have gone on to win the league since. So like they're not far off the pace.
And you think they'll put it up to Wexford?
I do, yeah, because they've actually scoring forwards. If they tighten up a bit at the back, like the Hernan brothers in the half back line are strong. McManus up front is very accurate. Stewart's into forward is strong. They have very good players, and I think they'll get stronger.
Well, let's bring in Dublin captain Stephen Heine in that, because Stephen, obviously, as Cyril said, you lost to Antrim last year, and yet now in people's reckoning, Dublin are way up here and Antrim aren't. How good are Antrim in your view?
Well, that's it, yeah. I suppose Cyril said it. Last year we played Antrim, we thought we were coasting maybe in the second half, and they came back, and they're definitely a team that can cause damage when they're going well. And I saw it there again yesterday. Good win over Laois, so definitely they're a team to be watched anyway.
And what chance do you give them against Wexford?
I think down in Wexford Park now, I don't think they'll beat Wexford down there. they might put it up to them. It might be too close for the first half, maybe, but I think Wexford will beat them.
Okay, then. Well, let's look at the broader picture now for this year's hurling championship.